Today on the channel from Grapplers and Gimmicks, we got a triple play of the Native American Tatonka.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a triple play of Tatonkas here today from the Grapplers and Gimmicks line. And of course, for all your Grapplers and Gimmicks needs, head to grapplersandgimmicks.com. Tell them Kyle sent you. Pick up your Tatonka figures today. And man, oh man, 3 Tatonka figures at once. Todd McFarlane, I'm calling you out from the couch. You said that was overkill. You said that's way too many Tatonkas. But I think you're a racist. That's what I'm going to say. He's racist. He doesn't like the Native American Tatonka for whatever reason. But Tatonka, he captured a lot of magic when I was a little kid. I remember to this day where I was and what store. I could go to that store right now where I bought my Tatonka Hasbro as a kid. And I loved Tatonka as a kid. I wouldn't say he was like my Ultimate Warrior or anything like that. But I loved Tatonka when he came on the scene. And he came in a kind of an in-between era of not quite new gen, but also kind of the tail end of the Warrior Hogan Macho Man era, whatever you want to call it there. But Tatonka took the world by storm for quite a few years. He even came back later on in the Ruthless Aggression era and got some good figures from them, from Jakks once upon a time. So Tatonka, no stranger to action figures, as we do know. But now we have 3 retros all at once. But the cool idea is it kind of represents different eras of Tatonka's career. Now, I know somebody out there saying, I didn't know he had multiple eras. But he did for sure. You could even go one more with the Ruthless Aggression era. So you could almost say he had 4 eras, I guess you could say that. Maybe 5 if you want an old school Chris Chavez figure. Who knows? But Tatonka, looking pretty good here today. We're going to dive into it. We're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We're going to go in order. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go with the more classic Tatonka. And of course, we'll compare it to that Hasbro one later on in this video here. Real vintage style figure with the tomahawk chop right there. Looking good. That's what I think of with Tatonka. I close my eyes like I do many a night, and that's what I think of for Tatonka. I think of that red stripe in the hair. I kind of think of this blue color, the beautiful tan going on. I guess this is my Tatonka after all. Grapplers and Gimmicks logo, retro Hasbro style logo down there. You got the headdress for him. How about that? Looking good. Then on the back, you got the black and white attack, of course, as we're used to. Cross sell back here. What do we got? Rick the Model Martel, Damian Demento, Jake the Snake, the Roberts, and of course Tatonka. Looking good back here, looking good though, but we're gonna get Tatonka out of the package. We gotta do it. We gotta do it like science once again. And look at that, Tatonka coming off fairly clean. Like to see it, love to see it. Clean. See you later, goodbye. Old Tatonka file card. We'll hold that on to for later. Let's dive in. Now, Tatonka coming with the hatchet. What's he gonna do? This is an illegal weapon, and this is why you don't like Tatonka. Well, I'm glad to find out you're not a racist, Todd McFarlane. I never doubted you, but the people were saying it. You didn't like that he had a hatchet and you were scared he was going to hurt somebody. Makes all the sense in the world. Nobody wants to get hatchet. Nobody wants to get scalped, of course. Very stereotypical Indian stuff right here. But he does got a nice hatchet here. Perfect for cutting some firewood and things like that. And if somebody gets in your way, maybe take their head off too. You never know. But looking good here. A little hatchet action. Brown handle, silver blade. Makes sense. It's a hatchet. But then we get the headdress, and I'm here for this headdress. Looking good. Red, white, and blue looking very, very nice right here. Reminds me of the old Chief J Strongbow days, of course. Some of that kind of stuff. Chief Wahoo McDaniel, you name it there. But looking good. But now we're diving into Tatonka here. And Tatonka does have a necklace, which you can't really get it off. Not really removable. We just got a rope necklace around there looking very good. You got that red stripe in the hair. You know I love that. Ooh, even has a little ponytail in the back. Just a little ponytail. Dare I say it could be a rat tail like you used to rock, Todd. Looking pretty good there. Very determined, very stoic face on Tatonka. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Playing all those human hits. Good tan on this guy here. Good tan on Tatonka. Like what I see over here. You got the bicep bands there in blue. The forearm guards in the brown and blue attack. You got a fist right here with a hole in it so he can hold the hatchet if he needs to. And then he's got the chop. Very stereotypical, the chop. Usually in the foreigners from the Orient, as we do know. But apparently the Native Americans been known to do a chop or two in their time, apparently. But he's got the chopping hand there. You do got the, what is that guy riding the buffalo? Isn't that like some kind of like sign for infertility? I can't even talk. Infertility? Infertility. There we go. Isn't that some kind of like symbol for that or something? Maybe I'm dreaming, but looking good there. Then you got the fringe down on the boots, of course, the brown and blue attack. And you got the blue laces, the brown boots. Looking very nice on Tatonka. Made in China, 2025. Grapplers and Gimmicks. Put that headdress on there. Headdress going on pretty nice. Not coming off on us or anything like that, so that works pretty good. See how good the hatchet fits in. Always a little tight getting it in. You got to just wiggle it a little bit sometimes just to put those things in. We saw that with the Godfather's cane in the past. I will say this is a little bit rubbery, a little bit more rubbery than I was anticipating. I'm going to try to stick the rubber end in the hole here, and it is extremely tight. You might have to get a little bit of grease, maybe a little bit of lube, Todd McFarlane. That's what you might have to do, because I'm struggling to get that hatchet in there, unfortunately. I can barely get it in the top. Might have to work it in. You got to go slow and easy. If it's too tight, you got to just work your way in there. You just got to kind of go a little bit slower is what you got to do. And Tatonka likes to take it slow, I think, but that hatchet not going in as clean as I would like it to. Might have to play with it a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. But now we're diving into Tatonka Part 2. This time with a shawl. We'll call it a shawl. It's not quite a cape. It's a shawl. Keeping him cold on those cold, or keeping him warm on those cold nights on the reservation is what's going on there. Looking good. Grapplers and Gimmicks logo. Got the glamour shot back there once again. Hasbro style logo here. What's he got? With the Buffalo Bash, and I like that it's a different finisher on this one. It makes it a little bit more unique. Of course, Grapplers and Gimmicks logo. Same carding on the back over here. This is Tatonka 1992 edition, of course. Never forget 1992, of course, as well. He also comes with that hatchet. Imagine the same hatchet we got over there. But let's get old Tatonka out of here so we can start Buffalo bashing some people. Oh, let's Buffalo bash them. There we go. The old Buffalo Bash, I believe. Also a finishing move for Doug and Danny Bash, if I'm not mistaken. See you later, goodbye. See you later, goodbye. Once again, we get the hatchet right there. You ever seen that Victor Crowley, that hatchet? Oh, quite a movie. Quite a movie series, of course. Silver and brown attack. Seen it before. We'll see it again. But now we get Tatonka here, and I'm going cape on this. I'm calling it a cape. I'm not going shawl. That goes down a little farther. I think if it touches your butt or farther down, it's officially can be called a cape. It officially can be. And Tatonka in his cape running wild here. Got that nice brown kind of suede color looking good. You can also remove it. How about that? And then you could switch it around if you really wanted to. But looking very cool here. Fringe is in. I'll never forget my wife a couple years ago. We were walking like downtown somewhere and she goes, oh, Fringe is in. I want this Fringe jacket. I want all this. And then we just saw this like 90-year-old man walk in front of us. He had like a Fringe jacket from like the 60s. He had like a Fringe satchel, like a man purse or something like that. And then he had like a cowboy hat on with some fringe, all in this kind of brown color here. And I just looked at her. I said, I guess it is in. And then she just looked at me and thankfully didn't buy any of that fringe stuff after that. So the more you know, folks, the more you know. Now, articulation on this bad boy here, arms all the way around, waist articulation, head articulation. That's it. That's going to cover everybody here as far as articulation goes. You do get a little bit of war paint on Tatonka here. And of course, you take everybody a little bit more seriously when you put some paint on their face. We know that for sure. Looking good, looking determined, like the looks of that. Same hairdo going on. You got the red stripe through the top. Got the same necklace going on. Got the same bicep bands, but then you get a little bit different forearm colors going on. You got the chop once again. You got the hand over here. Let's see, is this going to fit easier on this one? Still very hard to get in there. So it's a little hard for him to hold this hatchet. I might have to heat this hand up or something. You can just get it barely in there. You just stick the tip in is what it feels like. But after that, it doesn't go. But I think if you go slowly, you could probably get that thing in. I'll have to do it for the glamour shots, of course. And I got a lot of experience, so I'll try it. Waist articulation looking good, though, on this. I like the tightness on the articulation. Never too loose, but there's no problems. Doesn't feel like you're going to break through anything or whatever. It's like the perfect amount on these, I will say. You got the white trunks down here, or white tights, I guess, with the red, the blue, the black, a little bit of fringe, a little bit of stuff there. You get the black shoelaces there on the boots. Looking pretty good for old Tatonka here. I don't know which one I like better. I think I like this one just because that's where I came into my Tatonka love. But I don't mind this one either. That is a good Tatonka. But now, Tatonka, he shocked the world. He joined the $1 Million Corporation once upon a time. And now we have that represented in action figure form. I can't believe it. And where's that Tatonka Ultimate Edition? Remember him telling everybody, I got an Ultimate Edition coming, and then it never came? I don't know what's up with that right there. But we do got a bad Tatonka here. And I believe we got a different head sculpt on this one. Oh, we do. How about that? I like that attention to detail, because think of it. Would have been very easy to use the same head for all three of these. Would have been very easy to do. This is different, so I really appreciate that. That's an extra attention to detail. We're going to dive into it here in a second. Grapplers and gimmicks. Tatonka looking like a turncoat up there, just turning his back on people like me, the common man, the working child. That's what he did once upon a time. We'll never forgive him for that. And he never recovered. Never recovered financially or emotionally. That's what I was told. But looking good there in the package with the sellout slam makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. And I remember playing as Tatonka in Super Nintendo. Was it like WWE Superstars? What was that game? But I love Tatonka in that game. I used him all the time. On the back, same kind of thing going on. Tatonka 1994. That's what he was doing in 94. I don't know. Interesting times right here. But we're going to get old Tatonka out, and he's full of money. He's got all the money. Oh, no. I'm having trouble getting him off the card, though. Don't like that one bit. I want a smooth release from the card. I'm here for a smooth release, a smooth transaction, but this one's not going my way. It's going extra south. Extra south is what we're doing. Can I get him out without just totally destroying the packaging? Oh my gosh. Oh, the file card. Oh, not my best work, but there's always tomorrow. You do better tomorrow. That's what you got to do. You just got to tell yourself. We're going to get it all out. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right, Tatonka. Sellout edition. Tatonka. We're going to start with that head. Man, oh man. Just got mean mugging going on. He's got 2 earrings, so he's taking life seriously right here. And then instead of that little rat tail action, he's got the Kentucky waterfall, the old mullet going on, looking very good. Got the bicep bands, a little bit different this time. Got the forearm guards, different colors this time. He's wearing black, like his soul, like his heart after he took all that money. Money doesn't buy happiness, folks. It just doesn't buy the happiness, but he's trying to. He's trying to, for sure. Looking good. Once again, he got the fist, got the karate chop. This time, though, we're holding some cold, hard cash in his hand, and he got the hand in there. We do get extra money with him. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to store this money, so I don't know what you're supposed to do with this. I guess give it to somebody else. I don't know, but I wish there was a way to hold on to this money. Maybe a little sticky tack, I guess, on the inside of the other hand. But it is nice to get some retro-style figures. First time we've ever got money for those. So if you want to put this with your Ted DiBiase Hasbros, knock yourself out, as they do say. Articulation can be the same as the other ones, as you can imagine. Got the flap right there in the front once again. All black, though, like I said, even down on the boot tassels, everything else. But man, oh man, dirty times for this Tatonka. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Who would have ever thought he would have sold out? Definitely not me. Definitely not me. But looking good. 3 Tatonkas. Can you believe this? Is this real life? Here we are in 2025. 3 retro Tatonkas. And they could be more. You could do that Ruthless Aggression era one in the future. So, I don't know, giving Mitch some ideas there. But I will grab another Tatonka. Of course, the Hasbro Tatonka. Never forget the day picking this up at Target around my house when I was a kid. Very exciting day for me. And the Hasbros were very exciting and a lot different than in this day and age, because you didn't know what was coming out. You just went to Target that day and you look at the wrestlers and you do one of those and you do one of those. You're like, I can't believe what I see. I see somebody new. So you grab that first one off and then, oh my gosh, this guy's new. This guy's new. This guy's new. And you're just, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? One minute you're so happy because you got all these new wrestling figures. Then you think, wait, I'm just a kid. I don't have a job and I don't have any money. How am I going to pay for this kind of stuff? Luckily, a lot of the times my dad was pretty realistic and understood the toy game at an early age and said, well, let's just get all these right now. We're going to get them eventually. Let's get them. And then, I'd have to work them off or whatever it might be. But very rarely did I have to leave something like that on the pegs, because he knew the excitement of all that. And it definitely was exciting. But I'll never forget getting that Tatonka. And I remember opening him up in the back seat. He was the first one I unboxed. And I remember being very excited about him in my collection. So very, very cool, very nostalgic, but definitely different looks for Tatonka. That tells you all these years later, very interesting. You definitely got the tan right over on this side here. And I never really liked the head sculpt on this Tatonka. I always kind of looked past it, but definitely like these heads more than this Tatonka. But fun to get a Tatonka figure here in 2025. And we've got a few over the last couple of years, but we've never got 3 at one time. But there it is, Grapplers and Gimmicks, making dreams come true. But what say you guys and gals? You picking these ones up? Hard pass, long pass, no game? I'm not so sure game. I hate Tatonka game? What? No. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to both my YouTube channels. 2 channels with content every single day to keep you busy. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Of course, Patreon, YouTube channel memberships to support the channel. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. My podcast each and every Tuesday, it is The Kyle Peterson Show, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for Tonka, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?